Margaret, an old lady with dreams of a little salon makeover, walked into a beauty salon hoping for a nice haircut and maybe some makeup. Instead of a warm welcome, the staff there made fun of her. They laughed and said she was an older woman now and you would look horrible. Margaret pleaded with them, but they kept laughing. She felt so bad, as if she wanted to cry right there. Margaret was an older lady who cleaned tables and floors at a restaurant. Widowed, with her husband having left the world years ago and childless, her days and nights were spent in solitude. Her home, once filled with shared dreams and laughter, now echoed only her footsteps. Margaret, who lived a simple life filled with the day-to-day responsibilities of her job as a cleaner at a local restaurant, had a little dream. Along the path between her modest home and the restaurant, there was a beauty salon she passed by every single day. This salon always caught her attention. Margaret couldn't help but slow down each time she walked past, her eyes drawn to the sight of people getting their hair styled and nails painted. Despite her hard work, her earnings were just enough to cover the necessities of living alone, with nothing spare for extras. Months passed, but the desire to visit the saloon was always there. Finally, after months of saving every extra penny she could from her job at the restaurant, Margaret had enough money to fulfill her small dream of visiting the beauty salon she passed every day. With a mix of excitement and nervousness, she stepped inside, hoping to experience the pampering she had longed for. But what should have been a joyful moment quickly turned sour. The staff at the salon looked at her with barely concealed amusement. Their laughter filled the air when she asked for a haircut and possibly some makeup. They mocked her for her age, saying she was too old for such treatments and said she would not be able to afford it. Margaret tried to plead with them, explaining that she had saved up, especially for this day, but her words fell on deaf ears. Heartbroken, she turned to leave, her dream shattered by their cruel words. As she left, still reeling from the hurtful encounter, she bumped into a man entering the salon. The collision caused her purse to spill open, scattering its stuff on the floor. Among the fallen items were some old photographs. The man bent down to help her gather her things and paused when he saw one of the photos. It was a picture of him as a young boy alongside Margaret, who was much younger in the photo. Stunned, he looked at Margaret and asked, "Who are you? How do you have these pictures of me?" Margaret, with tears in her eyes, explained that many years ago, she had taken him in and cared for him after his parents had died in a car accident. She had been his foster mother until circumstances had forced them apart. The man was John, the owner of the salon. Realizing who Margaret was, he was overwhelmed with emotion. He had been searching for her for years, wanting to reconnect with the woman who had shown him so much kindness during the darkest time of his life. He told her everything. They hugged, and both cried standing there. The staff, witnessing this exchange, were shocked and deeply ashamed of their behavior. They had judged and mocked Margaret without knowing her story or the connection she had with their boss. John, seeing the remorse on their faces, was furious and ready to fire them on the spot for their cruelty. However, ever the compassionate soul, Margaret asked him to forgive them. She understood that people could make mistakes and believed in second chances. The day ended with Margaret finally receiving the pampering she had dreamed of, with the staff going out of their way to make her experience memorable. They apologized profusely for their earlier behavior, now treating her with the respect and kindness she deserved. John and Margaret spent hours catching up, sharing stories of their lives since they had last seen each other. Margaret's visit to the salon was much more than she had ever imagined. Not only did she get her haircut and makeup done, but she also recalled a precious relationship from her past.